do no good. I'm a wee green guy who's new to town. Show me what you do when you get down. I'll go up, you go down. We'll call seed your love through. Left in the hood, come to do no good. Left in the hood, when we're bad, we're good. From the cliffs of Moor to your front door, better turn out the lights and pray some more. We're gonna party through the night until the dawn. Then you and I are gonna get it on. Left in the hood, come to do no good. Left in the hood, come to do no good.
Oh my God. Muting
I'm
that.
Pumpkin Jack, and today we're coming out of the Ghastly Hallows discussing one of the weirdest movies ever. Today I'm accompanied with...
Regretful Bolt.
Probably all red.
Yeah, we're canceled. They canceled our poo for this kind of shit. They're gonna cancel us right in there with...
In record time.
Yep.
Oh boy. Today we're discussing Leprechaun. And no, not in the hood. I don't think Bolt would have been able to withstand that.
Nope.
Fury of just...
Nuh-uh.
There's your answer. Bolt would not have been able to withstand Leprechaun in the hood. They canceled our poo for this kind of... So, all right. So, I'll do the lead in on this one because it's just too funny to pass up. This was an awful movie. It's hilarious, but it was also the beginning to one of the most talentless, useless, unfunny, talentless, pointless actors of all time.
You already said talentless.
Yep. Just there was no need for this person to ever be allowed into Hollywood. They've been...
Jennifer Aniston is a whore.
There we go. I just got my little soundbite out. One more time. Let's hope Morgan Freeman said it for me one more time.
Jennifer Aniston is a whore.
There we go. Morgan Freeman said it for me twice.
Oh my goodness.
And just so we're all clear, here on the Ghastly Hallows, Pumpkin Jack, me personally, endorses anybody committing some form of vandalism to Jennifer Aniston's property. Whether you take a dump on her bed, like what's her name, Amber Heard did, or if you just go ahead and key her car, throw a rock through a window at her house, take a picture, hashtag Pumpkin Jack. If I see you do that, when my business is moving along smoothly, I will send you a Krampus Christmas ornament, courtesy of me. I owe one to my buddy Stills. I will owe the next guy who trashes something belonging to Jennifer Aniston's plastic face. Don't worry, it don't hurt her. There's enough Botox in that face and stretches to get the bounce off anything you throw at it. It's a monster without any kind of feeling or emotion. Jennifer Aniston. And why do I bring all this up? Because I hate Jennifer Aniston. She was never funny. And this movie was the launch of her terrible career. It's very fitting. Her terrible movie was the beginning of her terrible career. Does anybody care to throw some more stones at Jennifer Aniston while we're here?
Nope.
Is it just a lawsuit waiting to happen?
Nah.
Hey, you can't get sued for practicing your right to freedom of speech.
That's true. That's true.
It took a lot of time for them to sue Alex Jones. It'll take a lot of time for them to sue me.
That's the hill you want to die on?
It's not the defamation because it's just your personal view. So
Bingo.
You didn't say anything correct or false.
Bingo. Although I did say the truth. This is where her nasty career started.
You revealed a
Started
deeper
with this
truth.
film.
I am sad to say that this is the first time I witnessed her in anything. And it was this movie.
That can't be true. You have to have seen something with her in it.
I have not watched Friends. Oh, wait, no, I take that back. This is the second thing. This is the second/third thing I've seen her in. The first thing I've seen her in was in Horrible Bosses 1 and 2.
Okay.
Same fucking character.
No, she's worse. She has a different character in Horrible Bosses 1 and 2. She's a sexual predator in Horrible Bosses 1 and 2. So there's a difference.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. And it was supposed to be funny, isn't it? That she, raped that guy while he was asleep on Novocaine or something.
I don't think she raped him. It was more definitely sexually
no, she said
molested him.
Yeah, she said, "Oh, come on, your dick wasn't even hard. And this is supposed to be funny." From a fucking lady that's not funny. Never was funny. Could never be funny. Never gonna
When did
be
this
funny.
movie come out?
2008-ish, 2000, no, 2010, 2000.
Yeah.
That was a really bad time for comedies, I have to say. It was just all of the comedy was just like gross and mean.
Yeah, 2011 and then 2014 was a sequel.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of at the end of the era, but yeah.
Hangover came out. Now we all want to do The Hangover. That was like what that era was.
Yeah, yeah.
Although Will Ferrell was knocking him out of the park in those days. I did like Step Brothers.
I have yet to see that.
I mean, of all of his pairings with what's his name, like John C. Reilly, that's one of my favorite ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, we're fighting really hard to just avoid the subject tonight. It seems with Leprechaun. But, I will say because the guy who's the Leprechaun was in a very famous film in that time frame too. He was in the Harry Potter movies. Warwick Davis was Professor Flitwick. He was also Grip Hook for a little while there.
Is that right?
Yes. And, to me, though, he's always going to be the Leprechaun who has zombie fly girls that he calls from the grave to do his bidding. Because he just is that awesome. And I hate Jennifer Aniston.
If anyone can have a counter or do a count for us, make sure you put it in the comments at the end of this live stream. For those on YouTube. For those on TikTok, do what you will.
No, we're not streaming on TikTok. They banged down on me already for that, so we're just going to be uploading their clips little by little now.
All right, we're off to a great start.
They used to give me a stream key over there now, so.
What did you do?
Nothing. I have 25,000 followers over there almost.
What? Okay, all right. That was 5,000 less than what you told me last time.
Something like that. I gotta double check. I just know that my numbers rising over there every so often, but they won't want it. They don't give me a stream key. I don't know why. All I do know is Jennifer Aniston sucks, and I'm just gonna keep saying that throughout the whole time we're discussing this whole thing. I'm just gonna keep making it a point to say she sucks.
I think we do owe a debt of gratitude to this film for starting the career of someone who's given us so much material.
Yes, we do.
Wait, she started in 1988 in the movie Mac and Me. This is her second film.
Mac and Me?
Yeah. Nobody remembers Mac and Me. Everybody knows about
Mac and Me. Oh, that's the movie. That's the E.T. ripoff that Paul Rudd used to show a clip of every time he went on Conan. You remember this?
You see, that's what anybody knows about that movie, though.
Right, yeah.
Jennifer Aniston's lame-ass career was, sort of propelled there.
It was like, no matter what the movie Paul Rudd was plugging on Conan, he would always show that same clip from Mac and Me.
You know what? I'm pretty sure he got told, I don't appreciate that you show that movie of me, even though I've been the same character for 30 years. And there's some crazy guy who lives in Northport that thinks I'm super attractive, like I'm a goddess. I don't understand why. I really don't, because I'm talentless and I've had the same hairdo for the past 30 years, the same look, same joke, same act, same everything. But people think I'm funny, even though I'm really not. Fucking Jennifer Aniston. You're
portraying Jennifer as impressively self-aware.
I'm pretty sure Jennifer Aniston sucks. Gotta say it one more time.
I really hope someone's keeping a counter because I can't be bothered right now.
Jennifer, if you're listening,
you suck.
Jack's opinions do not represent those of all of us at the Ghastly Hallows.
They don't, but they should.
That's just like your opinion, man.
You know what, dude? The White Russian sucks.
You know what? You're the one that's being very undude-like.
It sucked.
You're being very undude-like.
You're being very undude-like.
Look, man, I'm just defending myself,
You
man.
know what? I'm not the dude. I'm that other guy. This is what
Walter.
happens, Billy. This is
You
what
actually,
happens.
you would make a great Walter. Am I the only one who?
We're the guys.
Am I the only one who gives a shit about the rules?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, I'm broken. I'm fucking Steve Buscemi. I'm fucking Walter outside the fucking Jennifer Francis house when she made friends. This is what happens, Jennifer. This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Oh,
But then, like in the movie, it's going to turn out that it's not Jennifer Aniston's car.
that's not what happened to me. It would turn out I'm destroying somebody else's.
So long as you know that would happen.
It's going to turn out to be John Carpenter's car. Do you want that? Do you want that on your conscience?
No, because I would feel bad. Because then John Carpenter will go around and destroy your car.
Well, no, he would go and possess your car. That's what he would do.
No, remember they go in the dude's car. I just bought that fucking car last week. I kill your fucking car. And then he goes and starts hitting the dude's car, and the dude's like, wait, that's not his car. Anything to get away from talking about fucking Jennifer Aniston's terrible movie. So let's begin. Oh God, let's heave hope to this one. I now regret my life choices here that brought me to this point. So Jennifer, I keep saying her, Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston. What's another? The wench and her father go to this house out in the middle of nowhere, right? And her dad's kind of cool. He's driving a Jeep in the 90s that has no covering or protection on it. I guess it's the people did in California, right? And then, like,
naturally,
I'm actually going back even further because this woman's terrible presence just keeps disturbing me throughout this whole movie. She sucked in this whole movie. Anyways, literally and figuratively. So let's get to this point. Opens up, right, with this leprechaun walking down some obscure castle-like tunnel. Did we ever find out where that was?
Ireland.
That was in Ireland, right? And then
Correct.
It brings them back home to what I'm going to assume is just Middle America.
North Dakota.
North Dakota, right?
Yes. There we go.
So
Yeah.
they get there, and the leprechaun follows them there. And right? Or he
no.
I remember he's like, "Oh, how did you get here?" Or something like that. It's like people have our magical ways, or something like that.
No, he captured the leprechaun. he captured him and put him in the suitcase, and he didn't think to tell his wife to not open said suitcase. And this is how the whole film just unravels right then and there. Is like the wife hears singing, like more specifically, she hears Mary Had a Little Lamb in the most angelic baby voice for the time, which is ironic given what happens soon after.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, what, Red?
I was going to say for the time.
Yeah, for the time.
What do you mean?
I mean, I dare you to name a more appealing and more angelic voice performance of that song specifically.
Oh, by for the time, I thought you meant for the 90s. Like, children sounded differently in the 90s. Maybe they did. I don't know. But
Oh, that kid reminded me of that one kid from Child's Play.
yeah.
But we'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, the wife makes the mistake, opens up the suitcase. Leprechaun comes out, asks her, "Where's my gold?" Scares her into falling down a flight of stairs, which kills her instantly. God bless her soul. And then the leprechaun uses her dead body to, like, as a prop to mimic her voice to lure the husband back in. And the husband pulls out a 4-leaf clover and a gun and then threatens to kill the Leprechaun once and for all after robbing him and kidnapping him, mind you. And he traps the little guy in a giant crate, puts a 4-leaf clover on it to prevent him from doing anything, which is just bizarre. But you know what? That it is what it is. And as he's about to light the match, which at some point we got to discuss the rules that surround this weird creature.
In every film.
Okay, you know what? No point in growing with the rules. They're just going to change in every film, but might as well just to set the basis for this one.
It changes in every film.
So yeah. Oh yeah. So the greedy husband is literally struggling to light a match to light this thing on fire to kill it once and for all. And he suffers a stroke because the Leprechaun, with his last bit of power, gives him a stroke. Supposedly.
Where did he learn how to do that? That's a pretty specific affliction to be performed with magic.
I don't know. He gets about gunshot wounds, honestly. It doesn't matter.
And he bleeds green.
Yeah.
He bleeds green all the way. All for silence. All for silence.
This gremlin.
This Irish racism is killing me inside.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Oh, please.
I can make that joke. I'm kind of Irish.
Hey, Mario. Welcome to chat.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey. Good to see you.
Hated this movie. Why were you watching this as a kid? This is a rated R. You know what? It doesn't matter.
Scary as a kid, though.
But this is a rated R film. You shouldn't be watching.
We were watching rated R movies when we were kids all the fucking
Speak
time.
for yourself.
I was watching Hellraiser when everybody was watching Disney movies.
Oh my goodness! I hope we don't cover that.
Actually, that's going to be after next week, in my opinion. We should do that one.
You know, there's an idea. Thanks, Bolt.
Thank you.
I hate it here.
Our parents, like, you got to remember, our parents were really young, a lot of them, and they were not about to decide to shackle themselves to watching some mouse entertain us for the rest of their lives. They showed us horror movies, and we're all better people for it. Fuck Jennifer Aniston.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Fuck Jennifer Aniston. Although,
I think Halloween was probably like the third R-rated film I ever watched, something like that.
I think I saw Halloween. I was a little older when I saw Halloween. I was like in like the second grade when I saw it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But I had grown up already watching like a shitload of Friday the 13th movies at that point. And Demon Night, Night of the Demons. I don't know if you guys remember those two.
You mean like the really old one?
Night of the Demons, the one with Angela. Angela's throwing a party on Halloween, man.
I think we were thinking of two different Night of the Demons.
There's also Demon Night with what's his name? Titanic.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Billy Zane had Demon Night, which Billy Zane should have been the Joker.
Which Joker?
Any Joker. Go watch
Any
Demon
Joker.
Night and you'll see what I'm talking about. You know what? We'll discuss whether we do Demon Night or we do Hellraiser coming up in the next few days. I know, and Mario here is right. Like when I was in junior high, I'm the one who handed him all the Evil Dead tapes. I'm like, here you go, watch these, change your life.
Change your life.
Because we were also playing the Evil Dead game that had come out. Because anything to not talk about Leprechaun.
Where we left off in our summary was the stroke of the old man.
Yep, old Grady.
Yes.
And old Grady.
Oh, Grady. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the leprechaun is trapped in the wooden box for 10 years until Jennifer Aniston, the esteemed Jennifer Aniston, and her father move into the house, and she really doesn't want to be there. She is very much a California gal, and this whole middle America thing just isn't going to work for her. And on top of that, there's a leprechaun in the box, and one of the painters of the house that they're making fit for living knocks the four-leaf clover off of the box, thus enabling the leprechaun to free itself and start searching for its gold and wreak havoc.
Yeah, specifically the guy's name is Ozzy. One of the most unbearable characters in this film, and
I think he's the most bearable.
No, that's a lie. That is a lie.
He is a good guy.
He is mentally handicapped. He is not a good guy.
That makes him evil. I'm the asshole around here.
I didn't say
the
that.
Asshole.
Now who's getting canceled?
You still are.
Now who's getting canceled?
He's obviously a bad character because he's mentally handicapped.
No, I say he's a bad character because the first thing he decides to do when he finds the pot of gold is to hoard it for himself, so he can have an operation to make himself smarter.
That was the kid's idea.
Well, he went with it. He
went with it because he's listening to the kid. The kid's more sound mind than he is.
That's saying a lot. The kid's 10 years old.
He didn't even know. Remember, he'd been calling the cops and telling the cops that UFOs were showing up. That he saw the boogeyman in the backyard. And then he has the audacity not the audacity. He's mentally so effed up that he says, "Leprechauns are attacking us in the backyard. Come arrest Jennifer Aniston," is what he should have said. The cops would have shown up.
If he didn't decide to be greedy and hoard the gold for himself, as he attempted to do, there would be a lot less dead bodies in this film and a lot less maulings, because he is the one that encounters the leprechaun first, and the leprechaun threatens him.
And he goes and he says something, and nobody believes him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the leprechaun specifically says, "Oh, where's my gold?"
He tells everybody. He tells everybody, "Hey, there's a rainbow. Let's all go look for the gold." Not like, "Oh, nothing to see here, folks," and then he takes the gold himself. No, he tells everybody, "Hey, there's gold over there. Let's go get it."
Yeah, but Jennifer Aniston was too busy whoring over that other guy, so she didn't bother going.
Well, let's be real. If she went, there's a good chance that no one would have gotten out of this thing alive.
Hey,
that's a small sacrifice to make in the bettering of the world.
Oh my goodness.
But
this is it. Ozzy is the reason why the events unfold the way it did.
But in the end, he is the big man, and he goes up to the leprechaun and says, "Hey, I'm the one you want," and he risks his life.
After how many people have suffered? He did it
eventually.
After he almost loses an ear.
He didn't. Maybe it didn't occur to him. Oh, wait, because it doesn't really occur to us that there's one piece of.
Oh no! We knew. I knew the moment he ate that gold. When he found the pot, he ate one coin out of the 100 coins. He decided to eat one. This detective was real.
He accidentally ate it. He was
accident.
Right down on it, and it went down his hand. He's a fucking idiot. You can't.
He is a good.
How do you mess up biting on a coin that much and you swallow the whole thing? You know what? Let's move along with the plot, because so many things are wrong.
Yes.
You, sir, seem to have very little patience for the people. Oh, no, I do too.
Yeah.
Deal with somebody who recently in our lifetime. Yeah. All right. I'll cut you some slack on that one.
You're right. He's a 90% embodiment of that.
Yes, down to we should take you to get a surgery to get your brain fixed. Yeah.
And then eventually the kid admits, "Yeah, I know they can't do anything, but Ozzy thinks they can, so let's kind of just let him believe that."
That kid was a monster.
Even though Ozzy wasn't like on board with the idea to begin with. I don't know.
Let's just say the only redeemable person in this movie is Nathan, the Fabio heartthrob.
Of course, the handsome guy's the good guy. Okay.
not redeemable because he's trying to tap Jennifer Aniston of all people.
He wasn't. He was teasing her and making fun of her for being a Cali girl sissy.
Okay, that's how guys in the Midwest flirt. Red, can you attest to that?
I am not a Midwestern man, and I lived in the. I lived in Wisconsin. I lived in Wisconsin during summer of 2020. So I was in the state, but I didn't really see a lot of human interaction. So I can't really say that I know about Wisconsin culture.
Resources and just get back to us on that one.
I'll conduct a formal interview with my wife from Wisconsin. Yeah.
But until that, all I'm saying is that there are other caricatures of his type that actually do more flirting with female leads than what he displayed. He was just teasing her for being basically a priss.
So long story short, Bolt finds the young, hot, attractive men to be the heroes and redeemable of the story, even though they're kind of just pointless leads that are just hanging around there.
Yes, this movie is that bad. I was like, you know what? The second lead in I had in mind was the Leprechaun. But
Leprechaun just wants his gold back.
Yeah. Until he starts killing for fun. That poor police officer. Like he tormented that guy in the forest for fun after he got one coin.
That's when the Leprechaun crossed the line.
He killed a cop. Oh no!
Right? Yeah.
Well, to be fair, that cop was being a bit racist.
He called him an idiot because he's like, "Why do you have the stupid mask on?" Which I don't know. I kind of asked the same thing. Like, why do you have that mask on, dude?
He pulls over the Leprechaun. We're just sort of jumping over the place because this movie just it doesn't deserve the dignifying respect of going in timeline order.
This podcast will be as coherent as the film itself.
Yeah, pretty much. Disclaimer right now.
It's a very deliberate strategy on our part. It's an artistic choice.
Yes, it's an artistic choice, unlike anything Jennifer Aniston has ever done in her life. That is a career devoid of art, devoid of anything funny. I still haven't heard anybody counter me on something funny she ever did.
Nope.
I'm still waiting.
I'm not touching that.
I'm like that Cat Williams gif. Hang on a minute, I'll wait.
Viewers, please in the comments where you see this, attempt to do this and see what happens. Please.
Nobody says anything funny about Jennifer Aniston yet. Nobody can tell me anything worthwhile she's ever done in the history of ever.
You've said many funny things about an apparently unfunny person.
See?
Yeah.
I'm funnier than anything she's ever done.
You know, the cruel irony, Jack, is that you have made Jennifer Aniston funny.
And now she owes me some money. All right.
You've undone all of your criticisms by making her funny.
No, I'm the funny one. She just gives me material. It's like Chris Chan. Chris Chan isn't funny. It's tragic. But there's a lot of trolls out there that go ahead and make fun of him. And they have material. Right, Bo?
I'm quickly dying.
Initiated. Bolt absolutely hates Quickville and all the things that go on in that place. Right, Bolt?
Why are you referencing you? I had a stroke for a second.
Right, Bolt? I was just referring to, Quickville and the interdimensional merge.
All right, I'm just gonna let the stroke go because it's not going away anytime soon.
So yes, for anybody who knows, Chris Chan is a dude who's one of the OG lolcows. And despite whatever anybody wants to know, you can't escape him. Just like this movie.
You're welcome to try, like I'm trying to do right now.
All right. I have a general question for everybody here because I'm pretty sure me mentioning this film is not the first time you've encountered the Leprechaun. I'm pretty sure you've all seen the Leprechaun around at some point before watching this one, right?
Yeah.
Yes, just not in a horror context.
I don't mean the
typically.
mythical beast, because I can tell you something stupid that happened in real life regarding a leprechaun.
I mean, you're gonna have to now after mentioning
That
that.
sounds very interesting.
It was on the news. So there was some
What?
black people in this. I think this happened somewhere in Georgia,
Oh boy.
where they put in a tip. Someone called the cops and said that they saw a leprechaun looking into the window. Something like that.
Okay.
And then the local neighborhood all got together when the news came down there and decided to start fucking with the news person and saying that they saw the leprechauns, that they had all seen the leprechaun running into the wood or something like that. People drawing artist rendering. And then this one guy comes out. And this guy, he's a dope body, right? But this guy deserves an Oscar. This dude is awesome. He walks out and goes, wearing this like weird hunting gear. Old black guy. He's like, you see, I'm gonna catch this leprechaun because my great grandfather comes from Ireland and he was a leprechaun hunter. Okay, so here's my flute, and he shows me a pipe with a bunch of holes in it.
What?
Flute the right way, the leprechaun will appear, and that's where I'll catch it, and will tell me where its gold went. But I'm gonna catch this leprechaun and miss it in the oven. You're gonna see me here next time with this leprechaun. This made it to the news.
That's it. Did he play the flute on the news?
Like, it was later on he admitted it was just some pipe that he drilled a bunch of holes
Oh,
to make it look like an instrument, but it wouldn't work or something like that. And then like the news ran the story. Then like a year or two later, they came back to the neighborhood to see what happened for an update. And the guy's like, "Oh, I was just messing around." Everybody in the neighborhood was just messing around, and then they're like, "So what was
That's
it?"
great.
Probably just some little guy walking around wearing a leprechaun outfit at some point in time.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the story of the leprechaun on the internet. The leprechaun in the hood, the actual leprechaun in the hood.
Was that after the film Leprechaun in the Hood?
Probably.
I think it's way after Leprechaun in the Hood. Way after.
I'm not gonna even bother googling that news report out of Georgia because that's just.
Oh, I want to see it.
Leprechaun in Alabama. That's
Oh.
Leprechaun in
like.
Alabama. Okay.
Oh, great.
Alabama.
Next day, crowds are coming by the dozens to get an up-close view at what some
You could do
say
like an Irish version of Sweet Home Alabama. Sweet Home Alabama. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle.
Yep.
Bother googling.
Penny whistles and bagpipes.
Wouldn't it be the worst thing created?
That would be the worst thing, because you think this movie's bad? There were some worse ones in this fucking movie after this movie came out. This movie had all kinds of sequels, and I'm not even going to keep going to that, because I'll be very real with you. The kills got more creative in the sequels, didn't they? Because the kills here were kind of basic.
Yeah, just like bites and slashes. Yeah, nothing really that wild.
Claws into one person's face. He was he trapped poor Nathan with a bear trap for whatever reason.
Yeah, but they're kind of grounded in reality. In the sequel, you see he
except
puts coins in Jack Compass's fucking stomach.
Yeah, except the pogo stick. That was the most creative.
Yeah, that's definitely grounded.
Yeah. No, I mean it could happen, but
F by pogo
you would have to be
stick.
You would have to be one hell of a pogo sticker to kill someone with it.
Why? Oh, here's the thing. He watched him pogo stick to him before he got pogo sticked
I mean,
to
what
death.
would you do if you saw an actual leprechaun coming at you? You'd probably just freeze. Like, what the
Okay. Like,
Not only is this thing real, but it wants to kill me?
but this was after he bit into his kneecap. I'm like, he had a foot. This guy was probably the precursor to foot fetish. Like he was just into legs. It was disturbing. Like with Jennifer Aniston's leg, he just caressed
The first foot fetish event on film for us all to see.
and was hidden under the guise of, oh, he's a shoe polisher or a shoemaker. I'm like, lies, lies.
A cobbler, me lad.
No, it's just lies. He just used to cover up his fetish.
Whenever someone tells you that Jennifer Aniston is the most beautiful woman in the world that they've ever seen, you just tell them flat out, you have a foot fetish. Because he's probably doing what this guy did and just wants to touch her feet and run away. Touch the feet and run away. Touch the feet and run away. I'm so funny. I'm so hilarious. Fucking Jennifer Aniston. Okay, before I become like that guy who was obsessed with Brie Larson a couple years ago.
What? That was.
There was some guy who was obsessed with Brie Larson a long time ago. He made like 80 videos hating on Brie Larson, and I think it was like a dozen videos this guy has out there. The quartering, I think it is, about how bad he just hates Brie Larson. So before I get to quartering levels, I would just say the following: I genuinely don't think she's funny, and she should not have a career. Now we will continue to bash her abashedly, accordingly. But yes, I do think the kills, like when I was watching it again, I'm like, I remember the kills being more dynamic in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that crazy. It was just kind of like, oh, okay.
The only thing that was dynamic is his unhinged movement and the random teleportation that would happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also the infinite shotgun. Good old Nathan, buddy.
I'm actually wondering why that shotgun didn't have
Yeah.
a wider blast.
Yeah.
Budget.
It's not a great movie. It's entertaining, but it's not.
I would not say it's entertaining.
It's not a particularly good movie. So, now this is from the Wikipedia page, so take that into consideration. But apparently, it was originally pitched as a straightforward horror film, and then somewhere along the way, they decided to make it into a horror comedy. And I think that maybe that resulted in it being neither that scary nor that funny.
Yeah, although I think I actually disagree. I find it to be very funny, but not for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Oh,
how do I put it? It's ironically funny.
And we have Warwick Davis to thank for that, because he is the reason why there's humor in this role at all.
Warwick Davis must be protected at all costs.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a silly concept, but it's not like a laugh out loud comedy.
Yeah, it's not like the sequels would be a little more laugh out loud, but
yeah, well, I mean, maybe the sequels are better because by then they've decided, okay, these are comedies.
Yeah, I mean, in the third one, he goes to Vegas. And he's an Elvis impersonator, and he does like the whole "thank you very much" thing with the Elvis impersonator.
No, it's not impersonator; it's tribute artist.
Tribute artist impersonator.
That's what
guy singing as Elvis. Guy stealing Elvis's act because he can't have
a fraud, a charlatan.
You're a phony.
You're a big fat phony. Hey, look over here! This guy's a phony. A big fat phony.
Big fat phony. This guy's a phony. That's what this fucking guy is. You're a phony. You're a great big fat phony.
And the Elvis impersonator is like, yeah, everybody knows that, dude. Nope, I'm not actually trying to bamboozle anybody here.
Or, do what a real Elvis impersonator would do. He'd pull out the karate and kick the shit out of you.
Oh.
Hey, get out of my face, you fucking weirdo.
I call this one the banana split.
Oh, yep.
That was more Johnny Bravo.
Well, wasn't he inspired by Elvis and Michael?
I would imagine so. Yeah, it's kind of like, it's kind of an Elvis voice.
Yeah, It's an Elvis meets Michael Jackson. That's what he was going. For.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think that's
Carnival
it.
was going for it.
Yeah.
Anything to just not talk about Jennifer Aniston's terrible debut in Hollywood.
Let's just go back
Say
to
what
Carson.
you will. She was the only person that was smart enough to realize, let's just give the murderous leprechaun back his gold. And that plan almost worked, except for the fact that she forgot to account for stupidity of Oz.
Appeasement never works.
Look, it would have. It would have. It would have.
Not happen.
What?
Yeah,
See,
she
like,
got a kiss from the creepy
human
leprechaun
beings-
when he received the gold from her.
with
I mean,
human
granted,
beings,
it was unsolicited, but you know what? It was better than getting her ear bitten off or her leg, like, bitten off. Because that's probably what would have happened to
He
do.
didn't bite your sexy Nathan's fucking legs off. He just bit him after he hit him with a bear trap. That's all he did.
He was trying to bite or eat his foot because that thing had a foot fetish.
Although I actually thought he was gonna do some kind of infectious thing with the foot. You know, like if he bit him, he was gonna start acting all weird and leprechaun-y or some shit, chasing them around. But no, budgets.
Look, even if it's a malevolent supernatural force, no kink shaming. Come on.
No, I will kink shame as much as I please. You hear me? I will kink shame.
You know what? If you must kink shame the people who have a serious crush on Jennifer Aniston. Kink shame them. They're
It's not really. That doesn't fall under kink. That just fall under faulty wiring in the brain.
They sit there and say to you, "She's the most beautiful woman of all time in all of Hollywood."
While being married. Oh,
Boy.
Yeah,
That we've dealt with.
I will say that leprechaun gave me a nice trick when he kicked Nathan in the foot before he just goes on to basically gut out Ozzy. It's like, how's your foot? Kicks him and proceeds to just get Nathan out of the way because the magical infinite shotgun jammed, of course, in that crucial moment. It's like, really?
He did have an infinite shotgun. That guy had like infinity bullets or something.
Yeah. Yep. And then it jammed.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know, like, how many shells does a shotgun of that variety hold?
Well, my issue is that Nathan, you never see Nathan not once grab the ammo for it and store it somewhere on his person.
Right.
You just see him whip ammo, pulling it out of his jacket.
Yeah.
So I believe it's the infinity shotgun type of thing where like you don't really think about it. It's just a plot device.
I'm thinking about because he kept trying to shoot at a bush, thinking that the leprechaun that he shot previously was there, and he needed 6 more shots into him, not realizing that the thing was gone, and he just wasted bullets. But it doesn't matter because it's an infinite shotgun, so he can shoot as much as he wants.
That was my first pet peeve, believe it or not. The fact that he kept missing the shots, because folks like that who carry around those kinds of guns, they go hunting, and usually those people are very careful and they're very proud to be careful with their shots. And yet, towards like the final act, he's like shooting like a dipshit.
Yeah, but this is why
Also,
his day job is painting houses. He's not a hunter.
Yeah. Also, when you're using a shotgun for hunting, you're often hunting waterfowl, which you're only allowed to shoot in flight. So it's meant to be it's meant to hit a moving target. So he was in a hallway closer than he would be to a duck or a goose, and he's still missing the leprechaun.
Bingo.
Very disappointing.
Well, to be fair, he was just at that point he was just taunting him because he got good shots before and after those, but like in between.
Man crush. Gotcha.
Please, if anything, the Dowie the man crush because he got out of the movie so quickly. I envied him. He got put in the
coma. Fuck this.
Oh, he didn't put himself in a coma. He just got his leg attacked. No, it's not his leg. His arm, his hand got bitten by the creepy leprechaun. It's like, oh, let me just stick my hand in this tree and
little
yell for a
green
cat.
tree.
I'm just like, what? Why did you think this was a good idea? The cat's not gonna come out.
I know.
Don't force it.
No matter what you think is inside the hole of a tree, don't put your hand in. Just
if you're not getting attacked right off the bat, you pull out like a guy on prom night. You just pull out, you run away, and you just avoid future problems. And he stayed in, and you know what? He paid the price for it.
Mm-hmm.
Right, he's a dad, so he's used to it.
I've learned over the years that when you're sticking don't chase cats. Cats tend to, when the cat runs from you, you let it go. Cats tend to not be very cool when you back them into a corner.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yep.
You would think someone like that would know better, but
it's a fight or flight thing, and if they cannot flight, they will fight.
Yeah, and the cat's in the hole. I'm surprised the cat didn't get fucking rabies, like super rabies, for going after him like that.
Super rabies. It's a new strain. Super rabies. Introducing super rabies.
With 10% more rabies.
That movie Quarantine Wreck. That's the new strain of virus we got going. Oh, there's another one for you. Both we can do Quarantine, or we can do the Spanish version, Wreck.
Or we can do both.
We can do both.
2 in 1.
It's the same film. Just one's much more low budget, but better than the other one.
Words.
Anything to not talk about Jennifer Aniston's terrible fucking movie.
But we're gonna keep going.
Yep.
I single-handedly blame the little 10-year-old kid. Yeah, I blame the 10-year-old kid for getting that shopkeeper killed. I don't care what you say. Yeah. It's his fault. That kid is a monster. And you know what?
I really hate both of those two.
Yeah.
This is the first time you hated a kid so bad.
He was like a nauseous little shit.
You hate that fucking kid so bad.
There's nothing to like about the kid.
Responsibility.
There is something to like about the kid. Fuck you, Lucky Char.
Yeah, right.
Also, he cares about Ozzy.
Yeah,
like, if I care, he kept bullying him, making fun of him for being inept on a constant basis. How does that?
Fun of him. He was just telling him the truth. People make fun of you behind your back for being weird.
No. We were first introduced both of them.
Guys giving each other shit, but then there's how they really feel. Like he really cares about Ozzy. I think
he gave him hope for an operation that was never going to happen, even though they could afford it by stealing a leprechaun's gold.
Maybe. I mean, it's never good to lie, but I think his heart was in the right place.
No, it wasn't. He wanted the gold. That's all he cared about.
So this is how I equate that to. You ever have that friend that is an obvious neckbeard? You know, like they don't wash themselves.
That reminds me, I need to shave.
They're these kinds of people, right? Like they're not.
That phrase alone has gotten me on a consistent shaving regimen.
Pumpkin, before you continue, you want to define for the audience what a neckbeard is.
Oh.
Those angry, aggressive, quote unquote, nice guys. They, go around saying, "I'm a gentleman. I'm a nice guy. Women should ask me out." Types of folks. They're all into My Little Ponies. As some of them believe that women have a specific place in the world, even though they're so nice. And the other side of them, they would never talk to a woman because they're just too scared of what she might say or do. Those kinds of people. Nice guys. So, you have one of those friends like that. Like, this guy's busted. This guy doesn't look good. But he has a crush on the girl the girl who's like handing out coffee or whatever. He's like, one day he'll come up to you like, I'm gonna ask her out. You don't go, no, dude, you shouldn't do that because you're ugly. You get there and go, what's the worst that could happen? She says no. Good for you, dude. Have some hope. And he goes and she rejects him, hits him with mace and gets a restraining order. But you just say, like, hey, dude.
So that's the worst that can happen.
At least you tried. You don't tell him you're ugly. You don't have a chance. Blah. You should settle for someone like I did for my wife, kind of thing. Oh my god.
I'm waiting for the point. I can't remember what it
I
was.
forgot why we started
This guy
talking
had
about
with this kid though. Like the kid's not gonna be like, "Oh yeah, you're an idiot
Oh, right.
for life. You're special like this. I don't like you, or you don't care." It's more like, all right, man. At least we get some gold. This ought to make you happy. At least you'll have the possibility of getting better if you have money. That's the way I saw their relationship. Like,
I don't know. It was really irresponsible for the kid to just disregard his concern of a murderous leprechaun, but was fully okay with the fact there was just a pile of gold and a broken rust bucket of a truck just like up the road from the house.
I mean, if I found gold in a abandoned rust bucket off the street from a house I was working on,
Yeah, I mean, like, what would you do if you found just a bag of gold?
I'm leaving it. No, fuck that. No, I'm leaving it.
Nothing good comes from just a random bag of gold.
Unless I know exactly where and how that got there, I'm not touching that.
Yeah, I guess it does depend on where you find it.
Unless I have. The only way I would even consider touching it if I have a surefire way to turn that into liquid cash in 24 hours without incident.
I don't know, like if you find it in a friend's bathroom, maybe leave it. But
well, first of all, that's not gonna be my friend. After and that, second, I am not touching it because the last thing I need is him going on a psychopathic, unhinged, murderous rampage over gold that I did not take from him, but he insists that I did, even though there was no context for it.
I mean, any of my friends could be leprechauns. I don't know which one it is.
It's the guy wearing green, usually.
Not Jared.
Green. I like wearing green on occasion.
On occasion.
Potatoes and orange.
Do you have a foot fetish? If not, then you're not a leprechaun.
Yes.
Never say
That's
that
canon
about high
in
heels
the folklore.
I said foot fetish, not shoe fetish. There's a difference.
I don't know. The one goes in hand with the other.
Now we're stereotyping cobblers.
Yes.
Not even the cobblers are safe on the Ghastly Hallowed.
No, they're not. No one's
No, they're
safe
not.
on the Ghastly
All right.
Hallows.
That's
Least of
true.
all that poor Jennifer Aniston. Never safe. See?
He lasted 2 minutes. Let's give him props for that. He lasted 2 minutes this time.
Tap myself in the back. Honestly, I can find that Morgan Freeman AI voice again.
Oh my goodness. Man, I can't believe that exists. But at the same time, I'm not surprised.
How are you not surprised? Morgan Freeman has the best voice.
I'm just not surprised with the fact that AI it's just already
Jennifer Aniston is a
picking
whore.
voices that people hold and
Jennifer Aniston
care
is a
for
whore.
and just bastardizing them.
Well, I mean, the
Without
minute
the-
you the minute you can imitate people's voices with AI, whose voice are you going to want to imitate first? The person with the best voice.
No, I mean I want to imitate the person that has like the one voice activated lock. That's what I would do. That's just logical.
Jennifer Aniston doesn't deserve a career.
I don't know what the rest of you guys.
Here we go. Here's another one. Anybody listening on the stream can hear this.
Jennifer Aniston doesn't deserve a career. Jennifer Aniston doesn't deserve a career.
What did you?
One more time, Morgan Freeman.
Jennifer Aniston doesn't deserve a career. Jennifer Aniston doesn't deserve a career.
There we go. Thank you, Morgan Freeman.
Jennifer Aniston doesn't deserve a career.
So as we are not listening to ourselves, what was it that you played?
It says
Morgan Freeman.
Jennifer Aniston doesn't deserve a career, being said by Morgan Freeman. One
Oh.
more time, Morgan Freeman.
Jennifer Aniston doesn't deserve a career.
Thank you, Morgan Freeman.
That's a egregious misuse of Morgan Freeman. But I have you know.
Making Morgan Freeman say anything.
Let's see what it says now. You'll hear this one on the podcast.
Votes should lead an uprising against Jennifer Aniston.
There you go. You'll hear that eventually when it goes up to Spotify.
Votes should lead an uprising against Jennifer Aniston.
There you go, I love this thing. This is gonna be my new toy. This is funny.
So you're sounding exactly like this leprechaun. Artificial intelligence is the way of the future.
Artificial intelligence is the way of the future. Flint with weed is a friend indeed. He says that in the other movie. And then he gets high with iced tea.
Ice-T is in the other one?
Yes, he is. He's in the
Oh my gosh.
We had okay.
Well, now I want to watch it.
No, Red, you hush your mouth, Red. No. Forbid it.
Iced tea.
Look, if there's anyone that can make that leprechaun chill, it's Ice-T.
Oh, he tries. He gets high with them.
I'm surprised Ice-T's doing it, not Snoop Dogg.
What do you call this? That's the bomb right there. Bomb. He cuts off his pinky.
I mean, what's the pinky do?
Nothing.
You drink tea with it to be fancy.
It's aesthetic. There's no function.
Pinky ring?
Yeah, not the ring.
Oh my goodness.
But
I'm just saying, the thumb is an aesthetic.
The pinky were for. If
I want to get high with the leprechaun and Ice-T.
The ring finger, but the other finger is the ring finger.
Look, we have 5 fingers, all right? The thumb is the only thing that separates us from beasts, apparently.
I want to get high with the leprechaun.
Is just, it's a god tier of fingers.
What about non-human apes? They have thumbs.
Yeah, that's apes. you want to be on the same level playing field as an ape? No, I don't think so.
Humans are apes.
We are clothed versions of apes. Thank you very much.
We are apes. From an evolutionary perspective, we are apes. We're not a science podcast, though, so that
I'm not going to agree with you.
I mean, I'm okay with this. Anything to not have to go back to Jennifer.
We should watch Leprechaun in the Hood.
Yes, we should, Morgan Freeman. You're 100% right.
I want to get high with the leprechaun and Ice-T.
If you guys
Both
have
should lead an uprising against Jennifer Aniston.
And you're being chased into a forest by a murderous gremlin, and you're pleading with it to leave you alone, what do you do?
Wait, what?
What would you do?
I would turn around and just keep running.
There you go. That is the correct answer. The super correct answer would be to run back to your car, drive away, and go to a hospital to get your leprechaun face wounds checked out.
The thing is, the car was crappy. Remember, they tried to turn it back on and it wouldn't.
No. The police car, not the truck that magically you just open the hood, you jiggle the wires around, and then it just starts working.
Yeah, growing up as a kid, I thought that if you wanted to work your car, all you had to do was just jiggle the wires and it would turn back on. How wrong I was.
Oy vey.
None of that works.
It is hilarious. And they sent a little 10-year-old to do this. I'm like, if someone that isn't above the age of 10 to get out of the car and just do something more productive.
Well, who else is going to get hurt? The peg leg or the idiot Jennifer Aniston? Jennifer Aniston couldn't tie her own shoes. She's been using the same haircut for like 30 years. You really think she knows anything about fixing a car? She's an idiot.
Look, if she can complain, she can look under the hood of a car and jiggle wires around. It's the bare minimum. Hell, she even had the infinite shotgun for like, what, a minute? And didn't use it.
Of course she didn't use it because she's useless.
Again, but she had the bright idea to give the thing the gold, and it worked for all of 5 seconds.
But it didn't permanently do the job. Now
because of the idiot that started this whole mess in the first place.
Jennifer Aniston, she's the idiot.
She's just the entitled moron. There's a difference.
They're both stupid.
Oh man.
Well,
Right.
I'm gonna give some positive feedback to this film.
Oh my goodness, where's my recorder? Document this moment.
Yes, go ahead. And it's not like it's not being documented already.
This is different.
Yeah, no. Journaling it makes it more real.
Yes.
All right, fine. That makeup is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's all you have to say.
It looks just like a real leprechaun.
Actually, when I was a kid, I figured that's what they would look like anyway.
I'm trying to think. Back to your earlier point of like, oh yeah, we definitely have heard of leprechauns before this movie. I'm trying to think, when did I heard of the existence of leprechauns? And I don't want to say Lucky Charms. I really don't want to say Lucky Charms.
But you have to say Lucky Charms.
You know what? Until I can dig deep in the bowels of my shattered mind, I'm going to say Lucky Charms.
Well, I mean, like when you did St. Patrick's Day stuff at school, did you learn about them then?
Nope. I just learned about the color green being more important than it should be.
Yeah, you stop knocking the color green, right? That's my favorite.
No,
color.
I like green.
Lucky Charms are magically
I
delicious.
don't love it, but I like it.
Yes, they are. Yes,
Look.
they are.
Some of my favorite colors are green. Just
What, olive, lime,
Right?
turquoise.
Forest.
Oh yeah, that one.
Watched the Green Lantern. I read a lot of those Green Lantern comics when I was in college, and it was a lot of it with the color and the aesthetic of it. I loved green, especially that emerald green color. It's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, emerald green is nice.
Yeah. One thing that is good about this movie is the score. The score is really good, like really effective music. It's not like one thing that they could have done would have been like really sort of caricatured, obviously Irish music, but it's basically a basic score with some kind of flute instrument as the lead, and it's effective. It like evokes just enough Irishness, but it's not too heavy-handed.
It's not. It's like that very nice kind of balance of something foreign coming into our backyard type of thing.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
But no, I liked our intro music. I love Irish music.
We didn't use that. We used it.
Oh, we didn't? Oh, I thought that was just in the green room.
That was it.
Oh well.
We wound up using the Leprechaun in the Hood Leprechaun rap.
Anything but focus on Jennifer Aniston's career.
Saying those.
It was awful. It was dumber than anything Adam Sandler has done. Adam Sandler made 4 bad movies with her.
Relax in chat.
Wait, what? Sorry.
Saying,
Check
who's
chat.
saying what quotes?
Who's saying those quotes? Jennifer Aniston is. Hey, fucking Morgan Freeman is. That's who's saying all those quotes.
Oh,
Right.
I keep forgetting that we're playing things that we can't hear.
Oh, I thought I was already explained. Wait, did we? Wasn't this already explained? But,
He's probably
Yeah,
done
you
with it. Yeah. Just
did anyone find it concerning that the amount of times people fell in this film, especially in the midst of a chase scene? It was just baffling.
You have to fall in a chase scene, and it's a horror film.
You don't fall more than once in the same chase, though.
Actually, yes, you've been playing too much Dead by Daylight. You fall in plenty of chase scenes all the time.
I mean, you don't fall and get back up in the same chase scene. When you fall in Dead by Daylight, you get dropped and then put on a hook.
In real life, you fall all the time. You trip and you stumble and you fall on yourself.
But you don't. Okay, that leprechaun shouldn't able to catch every single one of those guys in the chase when they fell. Like, hell, even the guy with the limp fell twice and he still couldn't catch it. Like, my star boy Nathan fell twice with a hobbling leg and did not get caught. He would be able to make it back into the house for that one scene. I'm just like, okay, all right, buddy. you're great and all, but you should be mincemeat right now. Like, no, I don't appreciate this.
People
Get
fall
back to the
harder than
ground.
my respect for Jennifer Aniston.
Psychopathic Leprechaun, eat your leg because he's hungry, clearly, because he ate a bug in the beginning of the film. Because of course they show a demented creature eating like a bug, like a cricket or a spider.
Good old entomophagy.
Yes. What does that mean?
That means the eating of insects.
Yes. Exactly.
Yep.
I'm wondering why they have a word like that, because we make eating bugs like a delicacy now, which is weird, but you know what? Whatever.
Hey, don't knock the bug eating. I've done it. I've done it at home.
Why?
Was the stove not working? I'm confused.
No, the stove was working, and I used it to cook the bugs.
Oh my, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take a moment
What
to
bugs
kind
did
of
you
just
cook?
process that.
Curious.
Crickets. I've done.
That's a common dish.
Yeah, that's common.
Yeah. You know, like you roast them or you pan fry them. They're good. You know, they're crunchy. What people are often afraid of is that they're going to be slimy, but they're actually crunchy. So as long as they kind of, as long as they're kind of like chips or.
That's usually worse for people. The crunch.
I mean, do you want a slimy bug or a crunchy bug?
I don't want to eat a bug at all. Are you kidding me? I think starvation would be like top of my list before even resorting to eating a bug.
A scorpion once.
I've also had scorpion.
Yeah, you said
At a
something
restaurant.
powdery.
Yeah. The body was kind of nasty, but the tail was good. You know, where all the venom is.
Look, all I'm just saying is Uber Eats exists for a reason.
It didn't really taste like crawfish or any kind of shellfish. There's giant water bugs, which are these really, really freaky aquatic insects that kill their prey by injecting them with some kind of fluid that digests their insides, and then the bug slurps up the insides of the animal. It's wild. But the way that you eat the giant water bug is basically like peel and eat shrimp. Like there's flesh on the inside, and you peel off the exoskeleton, and it apparently it works like shrimp, which is cool. I would like to try it.
Good sir, I'm trying to drink some water and I'm choking.
You'll never be able to drink anything ever again.
And here I was thought.
That sounds tastier than kissing Jennifer Aniston.
It's gone. Thanks, Red. Thanks a lot.
Morgan Freeman just said the truth. What did you say, Morgan Freeman?
That sounds tastier than kissing Jennifer Aniston.
That does sound tastier than kissing Jennifer Aniston. 100%.
Thank goodness.
Anything but focus on Jennifer Aniston's career.
Oh, boy.
It was awful. It was dumber than anything Adam Sandler has done.
Eat bugs. It's fun.
That is not why you should eat bugs.
Hey, do you eat shrimp? Do you eat lobster? Do you eat crab?
Yeah,
you know,
roaches of the sea.
they're not insects, but they're arthropods.
Yeah. That's why I was wondering if it's like not the same taste, but like a similar kind of vibe where like you would eat the tail because that's what would have the flesh and the more flesh and meaty part of it. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, on a cricket, there's not much to the whole cricket to begin with, so you eat the whole thing.
Yeah, you eat the whole thing with the cricket.
Yeah.
I was wondering with the scorpion if you eat the tail.
Yeah. So at the restaurant where I first tried bugs in California, it's a place that's closed now, unfortunately. It was a place called The Typhoon in Santa Monica. But they had like a big section of the menu where it was all insects and arachnids. And they had scorpion there. And they had a little asterisk next to it, which indicated that the venom in the scorpion is cooked out, but they still recommend that pregnant women not order it. So just in case.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Scorpion, to my understanding, is a lot like that thing. An episode of The Simpsons where Homer ate the pufferfish.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like the people who cook it, they kind of need to have a bit of training in doing it right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
disclaimers like hell, all hell around it.
The dish is called fugu, isn't it?
Voodoo? I'm not sure.
Fugu.
Fugu for the.
I believe. Yeah, so it's a Japanese dish. It's a kind of blowfish, and the chefs need to cook it and cut it just right so that the poison, so that there's no poison in the final product which you serve to the customer. And yeah, from what I understand, you need to sign a waiver and everything when you order it. But
that's how I've heard it is too. With what's
Yeah.
it called? Like you have to sign a waiver, and you have to go to somebody who's trained to give it to you. It has to
Yeah.
be, like certain people, like only a handful of people in the world are apparently allowed to sell you like the good. What do you call it? Only
I believe it's
people
fugu. Let me look it up.
the good puffer fish. So I'm curious, like, is that? I'm thinking that's what it's like with scorpions too, and like any other kind of venomous animal that they're cooking for you. You're only allowed to eat it in certain ways, certain waves.
Yeah. Yes, looks like it is. At least it's spelled fugu. I'm not sure if it's pronounced that way.
Yep, and see that fugu is way more interesting than Jennifer Aniston.
Well, okay, so here's a discussion question that has absolutely nothing to do with the movie. It has nothing to do with the topic of the whole podcast, let alone the specific movie we're talking about. But what would you order fugu if you had the opportunity?
No.
No, I had the opportunity. I said no.
You did. Okay. Oh yeah, was that when you were in Japan?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't think I would either. I'm generally very risk averse, but once in a while I have my adventurous moments. So I don't know. Maybe I would if I had the if I was at a restaurant, but I am leaning towards no.
Yeah, no, it was one of those things. They came up to me. My fiance approached me. She's like, "Hey, they sell puffer fish there. You want to try some?" And then I'm no. All that episode.
The stuff I've heard about.
Fucking scared for life. We're good here. I'd rather take my chances watching a Jennifer Aniston movie.
And if it were up to you, people would have to sign a waiver before that too.
I mean, yeah, they should. I should have had to sign a waiver for wasting my life watching Jennifer Aniston movies. Along came Paul, he sucked.
For those who are listening, this is clearly Pumpkin's episode.
So I will not stand by while you throw aspersions at ferrets.
What? That ferret was the only good actor in that movie. You know. Everybody here knows that ferret as the only good thing in that movie. Everybody in that movie sucked. Devin Bensky sucked. The guy who played Apu sucked. Ben Stiller sucked. Philip Seymour Hoffman, rest in peace, sucked. And Rand sucked.
That's
the only
right.
other person was that British Australian guy. He was interesting, and he was only in parts of the movie.
Which sucked.
Which sucked. All right, that guy from the critic. It stinks.
It stinks. Ron Lovitz.
Oh, man. It stinks. It stinks. Yes, Mr. Sure. Everything stinks. But it does stink. But yes. So, I actually have another question for you guys.
Okay.
This one. It's a very simple question, but would you guys, if you could turn a hollowed out car into a functioning one, would you do it? Like he does, he just goes and grabs that toy car and makes it into a real car.
If I had the power to do that, would I? Yes.
You can have a regular car, but you can just go get that car done.
Yes. Hard no on the Fugu, hard yes on the toy car.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with a hard no because like the only reason he got stopped by that police officer is because he was driving that car.
And who paid the price on that one?
Everyone.
The police
Somehow.
officer paid the price on that one. Cop should have just let him go. There's a little person driving a car in the middle of the woods. You should have just left him alone. That was not a fight worth picking.
I was like, the way he started that fight was just like, where are you going with this? It's like, what angle are you running? Do you think he's a child? If so, you're kind of calm that a child is driving a vehicle on the road at this late of an hour.
This is North Dakota. You never know.
It makes it even more concerning because North Dakota is known for having bears.
Fun. Do you know what people do out there for fun sometimes?
Paint houses.
No, that would be more productive. Sometimes those people out there, what they'll do is, look, I got me a new Jeep. And then they'll like take the new Jeep that they bought and try to find a way to make it go down a hill, safe and sound next to a river. I think that they're still making payments on it. They'll just try their best to test out the 4-wheel drive and make it go down a river.
I was gonna say they eat meatloaf at a diner because they don't have sparkling water.
Shit about that meatloaf, but that meatloaf looked good and
really
good.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, it was like, oh wow.
I would have eaten that meatloaf. I know for sure. Bolt would have eaten that meatloaf. He would have eaten the shit out of that meatloaf. Nathan.
Yeah, but although it wouldn't be the first thing I would order off of a menu at a diner.
I think that's a pretty safe bet at a diner.
Yeah, especially a diner that looks like that one.
You can
eat red. You can eat beef a little red, but you can't eat his, fish.
No.
Or eat chicken, or whatever the hell she was ordering, some kind of weird salad with Evian water.
Watercress salad.
Watercress salad with.
When I heard that, I'm just like, you deserve to die. Like those words should not be used in a sentence in this movie. That should not be a thing. You scare me. And the fact that her argument is like, oh, I don't believe in like killing animals, and she's wearing leather sneakers. That good old boy Nathan. Yeah, good old boy Nathan points out the hypocrisy.
Yeah, the guy makes a good point.
Yeah,
granted, did he have to take off her shoe to do it?
If it were not a movie, he would not have, but it's a movie, so he had to.
Did he really have to?
I've done that before.
In a public restaurant.
Yes.
But she's never going to forget that moment now. He made his point very effectively.
I mean, the Leprechaun says otherwise. He definitely forgot about that moment.
I'm actually not even.
The Leprechaun does not have any problem killing living things.
All right, explain your story, Pumpkin, as to how you just took off someone's shoe in a diner.
I was telling you she was flirting with him too, because
it was a one-sided flirting. I don't say they were both flirting.
How the hell can he reach and grab her foot if her foot isn't like right next to his on the seat?
The booth is kind of tiny.
Yeah, but he would have to reach all the way down to be able to grab her feet. Her foot was extended right next to him.
Well, she was trying to flirt with him, so she made it easy for him to do that.
That's what she was doing. She was trying to get her groove on. But
he was pointing out that she was too skinny for her own good, and she needed to have meat on her bones. Typical '90s guys logic. Oh, you need to have more. You need to eat more. You're too skinny.
You see, we're getting back to the point though. Her foot was pretty much right there next to him, so that's why he was able to just reach and pull off the sneaker.
Yeah, but he wasn't flirting.
Jennifer Aniston is a whore.
She is, Morgan Freeman. Calm down. But anyways, like I said, so he pulls the. I was making a point because I remember eating something. The girl had her foot like right next to me in the diner booth. Same setup. This used to be a diner. Used to be in Queens Boulevard. And I literally just reached under the sneaker, right by the heel area, and I popped it off like in one hit. I'm like, "There's leather right here," and I pulled the sneaker and I showed her.
So you pull a Nathan.
Leather is dangerous.
How did you do that? I go, it's not hard, and I put the sneaker back down on the floor. I'm like, all right, here you go. Here's your sneaker back.
What a gentleman, not even bothering to put the sneaker back
What am I
on.
gonna
Hell of
do?
a guy.
Am I
Hell of
gonna
a guy.
be Cinderella, get on my knees and like put it back on her feet?
There are some people out there that will say yes, and there are other people that are saying you better not damn well do that.
Well, I did.
Jennifer Aniston is
We
a
just
whore.
started a controversy.
Not the first time, and it won't be the
Won't
last.
be the last.
Nope. Now, if you hear what people are saying on the audio track, what I'm saying anyway, or what Morgan Freeman is saying for me.
Jennifer Aniston is a whore.
To that. I'm not looking forward.
You're gonna get AI Morgan Freeman canceled.
Jennifer Aniston is a whore. Jennifer Aniston is a whore. Jennifer Aniston
Okay,
is
did
a
anyone find
whore.
it odd that when you throw gasoline down a well and a one single lit match, you get explosions?
If you throw enough down there.
No. That's not how lighting. No, that's not how lighting kerosene works. You don't blow up a well like it's like 4th of July.
Is it too watered down?
Gasoline should be burned her career aflame.
So
Gasoline
like my first reaction when I saw him pouring the kerosene down the well was like, well, there goes the well. But you're never going to be able to use that well again.
Yeah, they blew that well to Kingdom Come in the most
Now,
realistic way possible.
Yes, maybe there were more immediate concerns that needed prioritizing, but perfectly good well. You followed all the rules. You killed the leprechaun. Like, you just, if you can save the well, save the well. That's all I'm saying. Save a well today. Save the wells.
Hashtag save the whales.
Yes, hashtag save the wells.
Nuke the whales. Save the whales.
Oh boy.
Oh, gosh.
Gotta
Oh,
nuke something.
Don't make it the whales. What the whales ever do to you?
South Park said.
Yeah, right there. The conversation's over.
South Park said they were responsible for certain atrocities in World War II.
Yeah.
That's all I'll leave it at. Fuck you.
One of my favorite episodes of South Park is where in the end they like cite stats of how many people die in the rainforest every year.
Yes,
And
that was awesome.
so they're like, stop the rainforest.
And they're like certain things that could give you cancer.
Yeah.
Oh man. How many times do I reference South Park on a daily basis around here?
Far less than you did The Simpsons.
Oh yes, but see, the thing is, most people get the Simpsons references. Very few get the South Park references. It's like a select handful that ever get the South Park references.
Yeah. South Park is a bit more, not really niche, but has a smaller audience than The Simpsons.
Way smaller audience,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But anything but talk about Jennifer Aniston's career around here. This has just been that one. Like, we're all kind of like, we leave comfortably, and then I kind of keep like, nope, we all have to sit here and look at the four-leaf clover of shit that was this movie.
That poor old Dan. What's his stupid overly Irish name? What's it called again?
This is stupid.
O'Grady.
O'Grady. It's not stupid. It's just.
Oh, something.
Is there a real Irish person named
whatever.
O'Grady? Like, they could have just went with it like a real Irish last name. I'm like, this doesn't sound real. This just sounds lazy.
That's Irish first names that don't look don't look real.
Yeah, that would be one.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I'll
good
be
old
honest with
Dan.
you, on a lot of the times, right, especially back in the day, there were so many stories and so many movies that they were just phoning in those names because they knew we wouldn't know any better. Like,
It was the 90s.
like for example, everybody loves Gremlins, right? Like, that's one of those movies that everybody loves to watch around the holidays, and it had sequels and all that stuff.
Never seen it.
The toy sold like hotcakes or whatever. And then when I showed it to my fiance, who understands Chinese, she's like, "This thing is called a mogwai." I go,
Oh.
"Yes." She goes, "That's so lame." I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, that's lame. That's just a monster in Mandarin. That's it."
And just like that,
Oh,
it was ruined.
thank you for ruining my childhood. Now I will turn around and dismantle your childhood and every single chance I get.
Wow.
And
You
that's
love
the key
everyone.
to a successful marriage.
Crushing their livelihood and dreams at every waking moment you get.
I will start about pretty much it would be like that scene in Taken. You should have just let it go. But now
Yeah.
I have a
Remember me.
particular set of skills that can make someone like me a nightmare for people like you.
I want to rewatch that scene now.
Yeah, that is such a satisfying movie.
That was.
That's really good. I mean, it's not a great movie, but damn, it's satisfying.
It's better than the sequels. I'll say that much.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah, because it's like, wait, it happened again and again.
Well, at least in the later sequels, it's like, what was it? In 2, the daughter's grown up and she escapes, and then the wife gets left behind because she's captured. I think she dies. I'm thinking the third one. I don't know. It just got ridiculous. He gets taken, but temporarily. It's all sorts of confusing and just contrived. Yeah, that's the word I'm thinking of.
I've been just saying this all night. I'm just gonna say it one more time. Anything, dear Lord, but talk about Jennifer Aniston's career.
Jennifer Aniston is a whore.
Yes, Morgan Freeman. Pipe.
All right. What do you say we talk about? I don't know, sloths or something.
That's more entertaining than her career sloughing its way through my life. Her polluting my TV for like 20 years with that terrible fucking Friends show.
The nerve. So I've heard some lore that one is generally a Friends person or a Seinfeld person, and
I was definitely a Seinfeld person growing up.
Yeah, I'm a very good example of that too. I'm definitely a Seinfeld person. I've watched Friends and I've just never found it funny. I don't know. I feel like it's just it's trying to be too cute. I don't know. I've just never found it funny.
You find Friends funny? Are the
I'm not making any judgments on the people that enjoy it.
I am.
They're friends.
And this is where we get canceled, folks.
People who find Friends.
I don't want the
funny.
Friends people coming after me.
Yeah, they can come after me. I don't give a shit. These types of people, they're not gonna come after me. They're just gonna throw nasty hashtags my way someday, somehow. That's what they do. All right. I don't care what the hashtag is going to say on this, but the people who watch Friends are the same people that don't listen to our podcast. That's why I feel golden to say.
Right.
Because all they do all day long is sit there and go, it would be funny if they made a movie about the Leprechaun being all murderous and stuff. And then, the day is saved by Jennifer Aniston because she can be so cute and quirky.
She doesn't even save the day.
They're waiting for somebody else to make the movies that they want to watch. They're the same people who don't have the balls to go leave their terrible comfort area and watch something a little more risky because it's not endorsed by whatever brand that they watch. Those are the type of people that like Friends. Oh, Seinfeld saying, yeah, but you know what? Seinfeld at that time when I was growing up was at least saying a lot of. It was odd. Seinfeld touched on things that really do happen to you living in New York.
Right.
Like I've known people from Manhattan that hate leaving Manhattan, and when you say you live in Queens, it's like, wow, you're really out of the way now.
Yeah.
Or people that get really up in arms over their baseball games, and they get really nasty with you too when you're like not a Yankees fan. I know people that have had jobs in this city that get paid a really good salary, and they do fuck all day at work. Like George Costanza. Like I know tons of people like that. They do nothing, and they don't even understand what their purpose of life is. They do nothing. But the people who watch Friends couldn't watch half of the movies we talk about on here because it's too uncomfortable for them. It's not in their norm. They would never read one issue of Berserk, the people who watch Friends, and say that it's the best show and the funniest thing ever.
So you're arguing that you're completely safe because there is zero overlap between the Friends audience and the Ghastly Hallowed
They're not gonna
audience.
come over here and say shit to me. They don't even know I exist because I'm not a Disney property. I'm not. It wasn't Friends on ABC.
Not yet, guys. Not yet.
Wasn't Friends on ABC?
Was it NBC? Were Friends and Seinfeld on the same network?
No, I think I can't tell now.
Hold on. Let's see here. Friends, NBC.
It was NBC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same people who watch How I Met Your Mother.
Oh,
hold
wait,
on.
hold
Hold on, yeah, I think
you've gone too far now. I binge How I Met Your Mother.
There you
So did
go. How
I.
many horror movies have you watched, sir, until you jumped onto the Ghastly Hallows?
One or two. Before jumping on here, it maybe one or two.
Bingo.
Maybe.
How many films have you watched where the people get violent as shit before you jumped into the Ghastly Hallows? Yeah. Yeah.
Now, hold on, Jack.
Oh, I mean, I saw violence. I didn't see horror movie violence. I just saw action.
Yeah, you saw
Violence.
PG-13 Avengers violence. That's not
No, not that. I act R-rated ones, but the thing is,
Such
just
as-
like it's like they're.
Hang on a minute. I got time. I'll wait.
Now, hold on, Jack. I'm with Bolt on this one, though. I like How I Met Your Mother.
I didn't say I like How I Met Your Mother.
Shit. I just outed myself. Oh, man. I'm alone.
I'm sorry, you got
You
baited.
binged it. Why'd you binge it if you didn't like it?
That's what you get for jumping out to save a friend like that. You see? We're all the same. He went right back into his shell like the little turtle he is.
I binged it because I was bored at the time. I just wanted to see what the hoopla was about, and luckily it was right when it finished, so I just binged it. And I gotta say, after thinking about it after a year, I'm like, all right, it rubbed the flavor I had for it wore away. So I don't rewatch it anymore, thankfully. So that piece of magic is gone.
Yeah, well, I only.
But I always thought it was interesting because like I said, I really don't like Friends, but I do like How I Met Your Mother, and I'm not quite sure what explains that. There was a review that was blurbed on like one of the posters for How I Met Your Mother that said it's like Seinfeld with heart, and it's like, okay, I guess maybe that's it, because it does have a lot of Seinfeldian sensibilities with, like, these myopic analyses of what to do on a date, or like what this little signal means, what that means. But it also has touching moments. Yeah. So maybe that's
main
it.
character of How I Met Your Mother, the father, is a piece of shit.
Ted Mosby.
Yeah, Ted Mosby. Let's get that out of the way right now. He's a piece of shit. You can't defend that.
He's human.
No.
He's human frailties.
No. There is normal human. Yeah.
Doogie Howser's a piece of shit. He was rude to one of our friends.
Oh, Neil Patrick Harris.
Yep, he was rude to one of our friends.
That's funny. He was nice to one of my friends. So.
He was apparently a dick to one of our friends. Red.
Okay. Really?
Yep. Piece of shit. Rude. And, it was their job to, kind of like work the vet office where he took his dog to, or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Really mean fucking guy. Really mean spirited dude, apparently.
Very
nice to people he needs to be nice to.
Well, I mean, I met, I had a friend who installed Windows at his house, and he said that, he went up and knocked on the door, and Neil Patrick Harris opens the door, and he goes, "Neil Patrick Harris," and Harris goes, "Yeah." come on in. And he said he was nice, so like, not like friendly, but pleasant enough, I guess.
Well, because he's installing his window. I don't know. I've heard mixed stories about that guy. So, we're just going to go on that one because, once again, fuck Jennifer Aniston. If I were to say a film if I were to give a show that's like Seinfeld with heart and sociopathy, it would be It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, Always Sunny kind of just takes Seinfeld and turns it up.
Oh, yeah.
It just puts it in a different state.
Yeah.
That's basically what comes down.
An hour away.
Yeah.
I thought it was 2.
So apparently, the only like hard and fast rule in the writers' room of Seinfeld was no touching moments, because they wanted it to be a very different kind of sitcom, kind of like rewriting the sitcom format. But How I Met Your Mother took like the aspects that I said, like the really the obsessive nitpickiness and over analysis of social interaction, but then added in the more old-fashioned sitcom-ish touching moments. But Always Sunny just took basically what Seinfeld is and turned it way up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ah, man. You know what's the fun thing about that show? They haven't done something I can go ahead and reenact. At least not legally, anyway. It's Always Sunny.
You mean like a scene that you can quote?
No, a scene that I can try and reenact.
Actually, realize in the actual world.
Yeah, like one time my cousin and I did that Seinfeld mugging moment thing. Like we were standing out by, we were somewhere by NYU, and then like we see the tourist bus drive by. So I look at my cousin like, "Hey, you want to give those people a New York story?" I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I'm like, "Come on, that's part of the flavor. This is why they come to New York. Come on." So I had like this, I had like one of those old cell phones that was kind of blocky in my pocket, and I just kind of like push it up, like, "Give me your money, you."
Wow.
I see the tourist people are staring at us, and then my cousin's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" "Yeah, that's right. Don't you ever tell anybody about this." And I just keep walking away. And they're looking at us while I'm doing that. That was one. Another time I wore face paint to a game. And I walked into the car, my cousin looks at me, I'm like, "Gotta support your team. Gotta let them know you're out there.
Support the team.
Support the team." That's right.
Support the team.
Gotta let them know you're out there. That was another one. I know there's another Seinfeld moment that I've gone ahead and reenacted because I do things I see on TV all the time. But It's Always Sunny is funny. There hasn't been a moment just yet. I know the day will come. The day will get there when I reenact It's Always Sunny moment. Soon. I just need a giant moving van or something along those lines.
Oh my goodness.
Right, Bolt?
I'm just looking at
someone's UPS truck.
You know what? I'm gonna say this now on air. Fuck UPS.
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah, look. If Pumpkin can bash Jennifer Aniston for almost 2 hours straight, I can say there's a 5-second blur about how UPS sucks as a company, and just leave it at that. And focus on the chat right now.
Complaint seriously.
I'm just gonna sidetrack from that and looking at what just the viewer just wrote in chat.
Now, does he reach Zach Morris?
Now we're getting into it.
All right, Zach Morris was a piece of shit. I've encountered plenty of Zach Morrises in real life, and the justice system does work against Zach Morrises in real life. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Fuck Zach Morris. Fuck
There's a
stupid eye.
There is a series on YouTube that I was introduced to like a few years ago.
That says trash.
Yes, that thing, that gold mine. Oh God, I love that
guy. You know where the author of that series went to?
Where?
He was writing the reboot for Saved by the
Yeah.
Bell.
They were
They
gonna
gave him a job writing the revival for Saved by the Bell.
It's a good thing they didn't take off then.
But since then, he has never returned back to do more of those because I liked his other series, A Very Special Episode.
Oh yes, I love that too. I think that's why they took him away. Is like we can't have him putting this out on YouTube, so we're gonna give him a job that goes nowhere just to shut him up.
Today's Very Special Episode, Leprechaun, and why it failed. Why it's such a terrible movie. Got almost 7 sequels. And a WWE prequel. 2 WWE prequels.
No less.
Mm-hmm. Yet, certain movies can never get a sequel off the ground. Or a good one, at least. Oh my god. You know what movie I wish would get a sequel, but I know we're never going to get one?
What?
I actually want to know what happens to that lady in Midsommar afterwards.
Hmm.
I'm curious to see what happens to her.
Be interesting. I don't know.
And also,
does she like stay with those people or does she go back? I don't know.
yeah, like, does she start recruiting people actively?
Yeah, does she get sucked in? I don't know.
But you know, I at least with the Leprechaun, the only thing I would have liked to see in the sequels is him cutting off Jennifer Aniston's fucking head, driving it around. Like that would have been fun.
She never returns, right?
No. You know why I even put the thumbnail the way I did on today's episode? Jennifer Aniston absolutely fucking hates this movie.
I'll bet she does.
She absolutely hates this movie. She regrets doing it.
Really?
Oh, I'm not making that up. WWE got the rights and did a prequel for that one just to view it. That's not a joke. That happened. That really did happen. But no, she hates this movie with such fucking vitriol. Like, apparently, right, when they released the particular cover that I picked, when they released this movie on DVD and stuff, they put her on the cover because she had become a somebody on Friends. But before they had a nicer shot of her, and then she threatened to sue because she wanted to be off of the image of that movie. So then they came back and said, you can't sue us. You already filmed and shot it. We can do whatever we want. So now it's a picture of her with her mouth wide open. She looks like a fucking dinks. Picture. That's why, because she hates this movie. She wishes she'd never been in it. She wishes she'd never starred in it. But this is why people like me exist. We're trolls. Nasty, evil little trolls that have fucking time and caves to fucking stalk. I will forever remember that this lady was in this movie, and this podcast, come hell or high water, I will not take that thumbnail down. She was in this fucking movie. This was the beginning of her career that she had with a bunch of terrible Adam Sandler movies, and she's not funny. You know, she did like 3 or 4 terrible Adam Sandler movies.
Hold on, let me go verify this pain.
One was that murder mystery, right?
One was the 2 of them, I think. She like 2 of those movies, murder mystery movies, with Adam Sandler.
What was the third one?
And I think she did some other movies before that went to theaters of her on vacation with Adam Sandler at some resort.
Just go with it.
That was one, and I think there was another one, wasn't there?
Hold on. No, that's not. Switch is not it. No, not Bounty Hunter. Love Hat. No, that's not it either. Management. No. Oh, I wish there was a way for me to find this out easily. That way I'm not having to cross-reference.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't break your head about it. Just be aware that she made a bunch of movies with Adam Sandler.
That's the thing. Is like I haven't seen a lot of
viewers be their own fact checkers.
Yeah. Right. Oh, she voiced Iron, like in the Iron Giant. What the heck?
Yeah, unfortunately, she tainted one of my favorite childhood movies.
I didn't not notice. Oh, the mom?
Yeah, she was the mom.
Not the mom.
Yeah.
Anyone but the mom.
Yeah. All right. I'm just getting depressed now.
Man.
Man.
Mitzi is my papa. Is my papa.
Oh man, fucking South Park. Did Jennifer Aniston ever pop up on South Park?
Oh, she has to have.
Yes, she did. Mrs. Stevens' voice.
Oh, so she was actually an actress.
Hatred runs deep. Yes, it does run deep, just the viewer. Very deep. It doesn't help we had some idiot walk up to us anytime we would mention anything about a pretty actress. His stupid brain would fucking go all over the place and start with, man, I know you guys think. I know you guys think that Margot Robbie's pretty, but she's not that pretty compared to Jennifer Aniston. That's like God's creature walking on earth. Well, asshole, if you're listening to this, I just devoted 2 whole hours to bitching about how ugly she is, and I'm not leaving her name out of my fucking mouth. What are you gonna do? Show up here like fucking Will Smith and smack my mouth out? No.
My lord.
She started this movie where she took shit from a leprechaun. This leprechaun felt up her leg and she freaked out about it. That's the least freaky thing that's ever touched that leg. This whole episode was an excuse for me to just bitch about Jennifer Aniston and her nasty career. Because fuck Jennifer Aniston.
Now, I want to know what would happen if you actually met Jennifer Aniston. So there's this.
When I met Joe Jonas.
All right, so there's this from like the mid 2000s, I think it was. There was this movie called Frost Nixon, and it was based on a play that was based on actual events where this British talk show host goes in a more journalistic direction and wants to do like a hard interview with Richard Nixon. And he's assembling this team that's like going to prepare for this televised interview. And one of them is this American investigative journalist that has like devoted years and years of his career to finding just exactly like the depth of Nixon's wrongdoings. And they're like in the room where the interview is about to happen. And this will all make sense. Trust me. Okay, so they're in the room where the interview is about to happen. And this journalist is saying to his colleagues, you know, Nixon is right there. He's right there. I've spent years of my life like just like immersing myself in what an unsavory person this is, but I've never actually been in the same room as him. What am I going to say to him? And Nixon comes up to him and politely introduces himself. And this American journalist, like all that just breaks down and he goes, "Hello, Mr. President. I allege that if you actually met Jennifer Aniston, something like that might happen."
You're more than likely 50% right. The only reason why I'm giving you 50%, not like a whole 100%, is because one time, so I got to go to the final season's red carpet of Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow!
You poor soul. You poor soul.
It was fun. I got to see a lot of famous people that day, and among the people were Sophie Turner's then husband, Joe Jonas. Now, I have always hated that whole generation of singers that came out of Disney in that era. And a majority of them turned out to be fucking scumbags outside of Miley Cyrus over the years.
So the one that was known to go crazy on purpose, but not really go crazy.
Well, because in her case, she was being repressed by the system. That fucking mouse is deadly, you know?
It's the system,
Her and Selena Gomez not the only decent human beings in that lot, right? I don't know about the rest of them like that. But the Jonas Brothers were pushing abstinence rings and shit, right? Purity rings. They were selling that to kids back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I always had an issue with that. So when I saw Joe Jonas from the distance, my sister points at me and she elbows me. She's like, "Hey, look, there's Joe Jonas." And I look up and I go, "Fuck that guy." 4 rows away.
Jeez.
And my sister's like, "Shh, hey," but like I think her supervisor wasn't there, so I felt a little more emboldened to say something. Fuck that guy. That fucking asshole sold purity rings to kids. Piece of shit. And then he looks over, and I think he can hear me. He looks over because I said purity rings really hard and really loud. And he looks over at me, and I'm like, and what? Purity rings. And he just turns right around. He shakes his head and sits back down.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know. I was surprised even at myself for that one.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think I'll sign off on your 50-50 prediction
Right,
on
like,
whether you would actually.
It surprised me, even me, that I actually did it. Oh, cool.
I have more balls than I thought I did.
Well, you see, here's the thing, just a viewer, about more of a Disney move than a Jonas move. They did it, and then they were going around touting themselves as true Christians or some shit. They didn't just do it and call it a day. And then once the paychecks dried up because they're all old and has-beens now, somebody tell me, if you're going to argue that they're not has-beens, what's the last fucking project the Jonas Brothers, any of the Jonas Brothers did that was actually noteworthy?
Marrying that one Indian actress. Well, one of them did that when they.
Yeah, right. But it's not something that he did. He has talent, right? It's just some kind of weird stunt he pulled personally.
I mean, it took talent to marry someone that has a significant age gap between you.
He has money. So
yeah.
Did they do anything else? That's like, what's the last movie, song, book, painting, radio show, anything you've heard the fucking Jonas Brothers do in the past?
I mean, maybe it's okay to just make your money and then just take it easy.
Yeah,
like,
so that's the thing. They haven't done
Macaulay Culkin, you know?
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin, again, though, like, these are people that they're out and about with it. These guys, because obviously, right, like, they're wash-ups and they're nothing and they only have the ability to marry something. These fucking guys come out and start bashing Disney, saying Disney forced them to do that. And then they're like, it's wrong that they forced us to do that. Really? It was wrong. Yeah. Then why'd you take the paychecks? You were pushing them. Hypocrites.
You seen that South Park episode?
Yeah.
You seen the South Park episode with the mouse?
No,
Would you cry?
What to do? Don't ever talk to me that way again. Beat the shit out of him.
Well done.
When little girls Chinese tickle, they throw money.
Oh, man.
Yes. Anybody? Anybody at all?
Like, why are they still labeled as active?
What's the last thing they've done, though? They're always going to be labeled as active. Their publicists pay.
I mean,
they took a break from 2013 to 2019. That was their break. When did they resume, and why?
That's quite a break. Well, do they still tour? They just don't record new material?
Hold on.
When's the last time you heard anybody going nuts over a Jonas Brothers tour?
Well, I mean, I'm not. Okay, Pumpkin. I'm not a 14-year-old girl, so I don't know.
What 14-year-old girl is listening to their shit? All those girls moved on to BTS and fucking K-pop.
Okay, look, if that bothers you, you're gonna be bothered by the fact that they came out with an album last year called The Album.
Wait, that's ripping from ABBA. That's a ripoff of ABBA.
Oh my God. See, nothing is original anymore. Everything is just reinventing the wheel. You're stealing spokes from the wheel.
Okay, now maybe I feel the same way about the Jonas Brothers, the way that Pumpkin feels about Jennifer Aniston.
Okay, no. You can't say that. You do not have...
Okay,
that's a lie.
Ghastly
You
Hallows,
crossed the line.
3 people hate the fucking Jonas Brothers. Let's do this.
You crossed the line.
Like that.
I'm all right. College Humor had this great video with a doctor diagnosing some guy as a basic as a basic bro, and he was listing down the symptoms. One of them was you like bacon so much that you ruin it for everyone else, and then
God, yeah.
it was stuff like that. And then the doctor shows the guy a picture of the Jonas Brothers, and the guy just like involuntarily swells up with rage and goes, "Fuck you!" And the doctor says, "Really? Having strong opinions about teenage girl music?"
Hey, I didn't have strong opinions about their music. I thought they were just generic as shit when I heard their sound. I'm like,
Well,
all
yeah,
right.
but it's like some guys like when we were in college, it's sort of like some guys would say, "Oh, the fucking Jonas Brothers," and it's like it's not for you. It's for 14-year-old girls. What are you talking about?
Actually,
Well,
but you know what
why
the
does this
problem
bother
was
you?
though? Because there were women our age that were like hardcore listening to the Jonas Brothers.
That's not new. We have
Like
older.
my ex at the time, I remember. I will never forget this shit. The girl I was dating at the time. She comes up to me and she's like, "Oh, so my little sister's listening to the Jonas Brothers." I'm like, "All right." She's like 12, 13, right? Whatever. So I started listening to it too, and oh my God, me and my friend, I'm like, "Oh God, here we go. We are now huge fans." I'm like, "Oh, well," in my head, I'm like, "Don't fight it. Just let it be. It'll ride its course." Yeah, okay, yeah, that's cool. Good, you guys got a new thing you can look into, right? It's not my thing. So then the typical, well, how do you know if you've never tried it? Comes out. Well, I don't need to know. I don't need to watch it. I already know their fucking sound, and I don't care to hear it. I, these guys just kind of like. I like to think of them as they're all singing the same song. They just take turns. You know what I mean? Like they just play the same song on repeat. All these people, and they just kind of like switch around with who's gonna sing it next at a karaoke bar. That's what it's like to me. So I'm like,
It really is kind of like the sort of music that you don't like if you have a serious interest in music. Maybe that's a controversial thing to say because they're not playing any instruments. Like there's no, I don't know. It's like all showmanship and
yeah,
not a lot of.
it's all
Yeah,
showmanship.
yeah,
So like, you're really there to watch them. You're not really there to hear what they have to say. You know, like they don't write their own music as far as I've heard. Like they kind of just have people write it for them, and they just sing their shit. And again, all that is harmless, right? But then
sure.
when I was in college, there were like girls that my ex she says that to me, and she's like, "Well, how would you know?" I'm like, "All right." And then I kind of like made up a mockery song, and I will never forget this. I was in the phone. I'm like, "This is what a fucking Jonas Brothers song sounds like to me. I've never heard their fucking music. I've never watched their show. I don't care to, and I'm not gonna." She's like, "Okay, fine then." Well, smart alecky. I'm like, "All right, this is what a Jonas Brothers song sounds like to me. I'm rich, you're not." Then she's like, "Oh shit, that sounds like one of their actual songs." I'm like, you see," she's like, "You see, it's a typical sound. It's not." I'm like, "If you like it," I said, "good for you. You know, no, I'm not shaming anything. It's just to me, it sounds generic. That's all." And then she went and makes a comment to her friend, and now her friend is hell bent on proving me wrong. To which I'm like, "Oh God, this is why I should just kept my fucking mouth shut. Just listen to one song from the Jonas Brothers, say I don't like it, and they would have left me alone." I
Yeah.
had to go be a smartass. Now I have like 2 hours of somebody there talking to me about why they think the Jonas Brothers is deep. I'm like, it's not deep.
Yeah.
It's not
The day
deep.
a pop band becomes deep is the day hell freezes over.
Hmm. I mean, I've been telling myself I ought to keep my mouth shut, and here I am with a podcast. So,
Yep, me too. But that was just one of those times like, fuck, why did I do this to myself? I should just shut the fuck up. Shut up and not said anything. I had to go be a smartass. I had to go kick the fucking nest, and then that happened. Just had to do it. Had to do it. Just like I'm kicking the nest right now with fucking Jennifer Aniston's terrible horse
We're
face,
not just
ugly,
kicking the
nasty
nest.
fucking career. I'm
You-
pissing on the net at this point, right? Like I kicked it already. The bees flew out. I got stung already, and I'm just pissing on them now. That's all I'm doing, right? That where we're at.
Are you
very bare minimum?
Suggesting you're pissing on the bees that have just stung you?
No, the bees left already, and I'm just pissing on the remnants of the hive.
Oh man! All right. Well, we can all say we had a fair bit of fun with this episode. The pumpkin, a long overdue Jennifer Aniston bashing episode. That was more or less bound to happen.
This is what the people come for.
Yes, it is. Dude, I'm gonna clip the shit out of this on TikTok.
Oh my gosh.
Just fucking cutting shit about Jennifer Aniston, and I'm just gonna let me see if Morgan Freeman has anything else to say on the road. Because I ask you, entice you guys to listen to it too. Oh, here we go. He already said it for me. There you go. Thanks, Morgan Freeman.
Jennifer Aniston is a whore.
Yes.
Jennifer Aniston is a whore.
Morgan Freeman.
Thank you, Morgan Freeman. Thanks for summing up this episode for us in one shot.
Jennifer Aniston is a whore.
Put this painful chapter to bed. Thoughts, moral lessons, dares.
Oh, I wasn't
Practical
insulted
technique.
K-pop. I listen to Jungkook on occasion. I even know that the K-pop fans call him JK. Shit, I gave my future sister-in-law some money to go see Mamamoo last year. That was one hell of a gamble that I did too. K-pop ain't that. It's not offensive in my eyes like some people get up their ass about it. But you know, if you come and tell me it's super duper deep, I'll come back and tell you how. Not the deep stuff though. It's just meant to be fun music. That's all.
What could be offensive about K-pop?
I can that rabbit hole.
No.
Okay.
We're cutting it. We're cutting it, Red.
That's the next episode, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, there is a K-pop horror movie. You guys want to check that one out?
Oh, okay, yes.
Of course there is.
Yeah, there is. It's actually, I think it was on Tubi before. It's called White. It's not bad. I don't talk to that person that actually was in the industry for real anymore. Now I would ask him to join us.
One day.
No, seriously, we can actually touch on that one of these days too. That was a good one. And we haven't done Asian horror yet. We've done weird folk horror where I saw a lady having sex in the roses with some other guy, and then the old lady pushed his butt in when he was finished.
Oh my!
Pregnant the lady.
And there goes full.
And yet you want a sequel to that movie. So
Yeah, because I want to know what happens to her now. Now
No,
I want
you
want more of that.
to have sex with some weirdo and then have him
what?
pushed in by an old lady.
Let's save Asian horror for season 2 of this podcast.
Oh, we're not doing seasons. We're just
Yes, we
doing
are.
our thing.
Damn it! Yes, we are. You're gonna
We can
accept
keep
that?
going until we
because
get
then we
done.
can brag about how many seasons we go for.
What are we, the fucking Kardashians?
No, you don't have to be. You know what? I'll yell at you offline about this later. I'm too tired.
Oh, the offline fights after this one are going to be great.
Oh yes, I'm gonna definitely get my ass torn out in a few seconds on this one.
And it will be in, and it'll all be in an Irish accent.
Oh yes.
Me lad.
Oh yeah, you fucking come out of you go for 2 hours to yelling at fucking Jennifer Aniston. What's fucking wrong with you?
It's just a few words. Stop picking fights that we don't need.
Sure, what did he say? The fans are the most offensive things about K-pop.
Oh my goodness!
I mean,
Don't.
They kinda are.
Okay, can we? We'll see if season 2. I don't like dealing with multiple
I'm dead
nudes.
serious. I'm kind of curious now. It just sucks that I'm not talking with that girl no more. She would have given us a really good deep in view on that one. But I need my 2 co-hosts to sign off on that episode, just a viewer. So you need to go do some harassing, and we'll see where we go.
Wow, subtle, real subtle. Let's play us out. Let's play us out.
Oh, right then. Oh, stupid thing. There we go. It's nice.
Fairly well.
Still laptop.
Jubilant Red.